Okay, let's talk about some My Hero Academia now. I know I haven't covered My Hero in quite a bit at this point. I'm pretty sure it's been at the very least like a month since I've actually covered My Hero Academia. But of course, I've been covering other series on the channel like Jujutsu Kaisen, One Punch Man, Record of Ragnarok. But I feel like I can include My Hero Academia here and there. Obviously, not as frequently as, One Punch Man or Record of Ragnarok. But I feel like I could still cover it, especially when big things like this, for example, happens. Now, of course, as you can tell by the title, in this video, we're going to be talking about how strong is Star and Stripes in My Hero Academia. Now, I feel like this is a pretty perfect time to make a video like this, since, right now in the manga, it seems like it's going to be the end of Star and Stripes pretty soon. But of course, I don't want to, make any claims that aren't official yet, but that's not even what we're going to be talking about in this video. We're going to be talking about how strong Star and Stripes is in My Hero Academia, and how strong her quirk is, and how strong she is outside of My Hero Academia verse. So, proper scaling terms, how strong she actually is. But apart from that, if you like the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you like My Hero Academia. But apart from that, let's just get into the damn video. Now, of course, we've seen what Star and Stripes can do. She is pretty flipping strong, if I do say so myself. I mean, we've seen what she can do against 98% Shigaraki, and I mean, there's been multiple times where Shigaraki has literally stated that if Shigaraki, didn't do this, then he probably would have, died from a fatal wound by Star and Stripes. So Star and Stripes is definitely one of the strongest characters in the series right now. I feel like she's probably, like top 3 strongest, and I mean, she just got introduced like a few chapters ago, so that in itself is already a pretty impressive feat. And I mean, My Hero Academia isn't the craziest verse in terms of strength, but I feel like it definitely is still a pretty high power verse, if I do say so myself. And Star and Stripes just backs up my point about that, because we've seen what exactly she can do. Now, if I should just read, I guess, the description of her quirk: New Order. Star and Stripes' quirk allows her to set a rule onto her surroundings, allowing her to manipulate and bestow new properties onto herself and the world around her. In order to activate her quirk, she must first make physical contact with the target and speak its name, then explain the rule she wishes to impose. She can only impose 2 rules at any given time. Now, of course, there obviously has to be a limitation to this quirk, because, I mean, the first time I read this, I was like, yeah, this quirk is incredibly broken. So I immediately knew that there has to be some sort of drawback or limitation to just how many orders she can make at once. But moving on, she can give herself additional abilities, as well as manipulate and control of her opponent's body. She can even use her power on incorporeal real things like the air, while there seems to be no limit to how much she can impede someone, even to the point of killing them. There is a limit on how much she can increase one's power, so she cannot give herself infinite strength. She also cannot circumvent the limitations of her quirk with clever wording. Now, of course, this already just shows that, Star and Stripes' quirk is so broken that she has to have limitations that are so, I guess, very intricate. I mean, the fact that she has to have these limitations in itself just shows that this quirk, I mean, it could be argued that this quirk probably shouldn't have even been introduced, because it's just a bit too overpowered. And I mean, if All For One was to get this quirk, it would be, I don't even want to think about what All For One could do with this New Order quirk. I just hope he doesn't receive it. But moving on, this alone, it definitely makes her top 3 in the series. I've said this before, but of course, she doesn't only have her quirk, she also has superhuman physical prowess. Using one of the 2 rules that she can impose, Star constantly keeps herself in a state of enhanced physical ability, strength, speed, agility, reflexes, etc., which, while not at All Might's level, are still considered to be impressively high. Now, of course, we can see that Star and Stripes is definitely, I guess, inspired by All Might. I mean, she looks identical to him in every way, shape or form, even in terms of her hair, her physical build, everything. She is basically the female All Might. Now, of course, it shows that she has incredible speed, strength, all of that, and I'm pretty sure she was able to stand on like a jet for so long, which just shows how I guess how strong she is and how durable she is. But moving on, she has some super moves. Now, she only has 2 that she's shown so far, and I'm pretty sure these are the only 2 she's going to be able to show, because I'm not too sure if she's gonna die in the next chapter. But seeing as though Shigaraki has literally put, you know, his hand on her face, just shows that, yeah, she's probably dead. But moving on, fist bump to the earth. Now, Star and Stripes solidifies the air into the shape of her body, but 1,000 times larger. The giant air Star and Stripe is invisible and mimics the real one's movements. I guess this super move has a sub super move, which is Kuranos, and after creating the giant air construction of herself, she has the team fire lasers at it, which she collects and makes into a sword for her giant self. Now, this was definitely one of the strongest things we've seen so far in the series, one of the most impressive feats we've seen so far in My Hero Academia, and I'm pretty sure we can all agree on that, because the fact that she's able to use this Susanoo-like thing in itself is already kind of a power creep for My Hero Academia as a whole. We haven't seen something like this used in a very long time, and even if we've seen something, I guess, similar to this, it's very rare. And I mean, the fact that we've just got this out of nowhere in itself just shows that we could in the future see more abilities just like this. And I mean, if we do, it would be kind of concerning, because it's going to be kind of hard for the rest of the students to, I guess, keep up with this level of power. But I mean, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. But moving on, I feel like this is definitely, I guess, solidifying Star and Stripe as like definitely one of those characters that can't really be overthrown as one of the strongest, kind of like All Might. I mean, she is kind of like the face of America's strongest hero, so I mean, it's definitely quite hard to say that she could be outdone by anyone else that isn't All Might. But moving on, I feel like if I was to gauge how strong she was in terms of just in My Hero Academia's verse, I would say she's definitely like top 3 strongest. I've said this before, but if I was to go on to proper scaling terms, I would say that she is probably like large mountain level. I mean, I feel like I might be lowballing her a little bit here, but I feel like since this is all that she's shown us, I can only go off of what she's actually shown us, I guess. So I guess we can say that she is large mountain level. Maybe she could be island level, but for now I'd say she's high 7A. But apart from that, that's pretty much it for this video, to be honest. If you guys agree with my scaling for, I guess, Star and Stripes, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And apart from that, I will see you in my next video.